Well, and that a lot of that happens because we're incentivizing them to get the right answer.
That's right.
But there is no right answer most of the time. It's very seldom that, even when there is a factually right answer, there are multiple ways to look at the thing from multiple perspectives such that you would end up with different right answers.
Yes.
Not conflicting right answers, but different. You're looking at different parts of the system, and so you're seeing different things, all of which are correct and collectively make up the system.
Yeah.
But what we do is we incentivize them to search for the answer that the teacher's looking for.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then it just becomes like a people-pleasing activity, right? Yeah. Rather than a reality-exploring activity.
Yeah.
And I think that's a mistake. And I think it trains them out of natural patterns of thinking that are quite remarkable.
That's true. And we double down on that all the way through high school. And then guess what? When you're prepping for the SAT, what's the first thing your SAT prep course person tells you? We're going to tell you the perspective of the test maker.
That's right.
So that you can get a better score on this test. It has nothing to do with what you know.
In fact, when I used to be a terrible test taker.
I'm aware.
And I was terrible in school.
I'm aware.
And part of the reason I was terrible in school is because I couldn't take tests. And part of the reason I couldn't take tests was because I never realized it until I took the grad tests.
Yeah.
That I did one of those test preps. And I was blown away when they shared that with me. The number one thing you got to learn is you're not taking a test to test your knowledge. And I was like, what? No, you're taking a test to understand the answer that the test designer wanted. Yeah. And I was absolutely floored by that.
Because it goes all the way to, you're talking about GRE prep.
Yeah,
so
GRE
it starts in high school
and,
with SAT prep,
yeah,
and then you
absolutely.
get to GRE, and then think about MCATs and LSATs.
And they're all the same in that people that are good at taking tests, they're taking perspective of the test designer.
Yeah.
Right? And so they're answering according to that, not according to, I want to demonstrate some knowledge about a particular area. And I think we start that process and we start decreasing people's natural patterns of thinking because we incentivize them to find the right answer. Now think about real life. Is there usually, like in the complexities of things, not what's the capital of Texas? Yeah, there's a right answer to that. But in the complexity of life, relationships, kids, job, how many times really is there a right answer? There's 78 different ways you can do something.
I think if there was.
And you just got to figure out.
But I think if there was one, it would be a lot easier.
Yeah. But there almost never is a right answer to, how to navigate this problem or that problem or this relationship or this customer, or this product or whatever realm you're in, parenting or life or business or, policy or whatever. It's really sifting through a bunch of different options, but there's not a lot of right answers in the sense that, Albany's the capital of New York.